Guys, it's Lame Joke Thursday. Let us celebrate and be grateful for that fact that you get to hear another joke from me. If you don't like these puns, or you don't really think they're funny enough, then all I ask is that you roll with it and see where it leads. Hey friends, it is Matt here for Lame Joke Thursday. On this platform, on this puny corner of the internet, we take a lame joke, one you've probably heard before, whack together a few props and tell it with as much enthusiasm as social etiquette will allow. If you like this content, if you enjoy it, if you relish it, I don't need to tell you what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Now, without further delay, let's get into this week's joke, shall we? Okay, so full disclaimer. This week's joke throws a little bit of shade towards somebody who can't cook, or supposedly can't cook. And I just want to say very clearly from the outset that I have relished the ability to learn from my parents how to prepare food and how to cook. I came up with a bit of a list before, actually, of all the different things that I know and can prepare. So things like spaghetti bolognese, things like stir fry and fish and chips and hamburgers and all sorts of different salads. It doesn't faze me to prepare chicken and steak and fish and pork and bacon and sausages and all those different types of meat. It doesn't faze me to cook like a soup or make curried egg sandwiches or toasted sandwiches or an omelette or fruit salad or just all sorts of different meals. I can cook and prepare that for myself. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the ability to cook and to learn how to do those things and to actually make those on my own without having to rely on someone else. So, full disclaimer, highly appreciate people who can cook, and I think it's a great skill to have. And if you don't have that, can I encourage you to go out and learn how to cook something? It's not that hard. Just go and find someone who knows, or go and look it up on the internet, trial and error, and cook yourself some basic stuff, because the satisfaction you'll get from being able to prepare your own food and your own meals, incredible. Absolutely incredible and great. So, full disclosure that that's what I advocate for, and I think it's really great that people who can cook that way. So with all of that said, let's just dive into this week's joke. What a lovely evening. John and Margaret had just sat down to dinner. It was one of the nights, like the many other nights, that Margaret had prepared the evening meal. She'd given herself a chicken parmigiana, and to her husband John, the fish and chips. With the food in front of them, they're just about to hoe in, but John takes a moment and says a prayer for the meal. He gives thanks for the meal. This has happened many times at home, and while John and Margaret may not be particularly religious, John still feels the need to give thanks and pray over the meal. This particular situation repeated itself many times at home over the years. Margaret would prepare the meal, they would sit down and eat, John would give thanks, and the dinner would be done.
3 weeks later.
One evening, a little bit out of routine, John and Margaret go out to a top-notch 5-star restaurant for dinner. They both order restaurant quality meals, which is quite obvious because they're in a quality restaurant. Anyway, the food comes with relative speed and minimal wait time. Once the food is at the table, John picks up his knife and fork and is about to start hoeing into the meal. Margaret is mortified. "Aren't you going to pray over the food?" she asks. Without missing a beat, John responds, "Honey, we are out at a restaurant. I don't need to pray over the food because I'm sure the chef here knows how to cook." In the immediate moments after the exchange, Margaret thought to herself, "You're a real pizza work." Even John was thinking to himself, "You butter back off, wifey." I'm sure that Margaret and John were not having an excellent day. Needless to say, the rest of the meal was a little bit sour. You might even go far as to say that there was a bad taste left in someone's mouth. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Lame Joke Thursday is wrapped up for another week once again. If you enjoyed this content, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and leave a suggestion below of a joke that you think is funny, and you'll see that featured in a week sometime soon. I can guarantee you that fact. Phyllis fails, guys. I will see you here at the same time again next week for another round of hilarity. Until then, bye for now.